Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lisa, Best Life Lee, and thanks for stopping by today. Last week on my Instagram page, I had mentioned that I was going to be doing an unboxing of something that has to do with women's history. Because it's Women's History Month, we're actually getting to the end of Women's History Month. In the beginning of the month, I had written a post on my blog, and it was about the love of cooking and why we cook, and I did come across this particular item which showed up on in my inbox for my email from Barnes & Noble, so there's a hint as to what it is, but it is a new book and it does pertain to women's history, so I am going to unbox that at the end of this video. But I also figured I would make this video a kind of get to know me video, because that unboxing is only going to take a couple of seconds really. So I had posted on my Instagram channel that video was going to be coming out, and that I was going to be doing a get to know me, and if anybody had any questions, they could leave that in the comments. They could leave their questions in the comments on my Instagram page. So I did get a couple of questions, so thank you very much, Annette and Eileen, for leaving your questions. I so appreciate that. So I'm gonna start out with just telling you just a couple of little things about myself, since it's a get to know me video at the same time as my unboxing video. But just to kind of, I don't know, you might wonder, I am an empty nester. I have 2 grown adult children who I have a son and a beautiful daughter-in-law who, obviously, if you've seen any of my prior videos, you know that I recently became a grandmother. So they have a baby boy, and it's so wonderful to see that all happening and start to be able to get together with them as this pandemic goes away. A daughter and a soon-to-be son-in-law. They're not engaged, but they will be, I'm sure, at some point. My kids are 6 years apart, but like I said, they are grown and doing fantastic on their own. Married to a wonderful, wonderful husband, and we have 1 dog, a Pomeranian named Joey, and he is 7 years old. And we have 3 cats. My oldest, CJ, is 16, going on 17. And then my middle boy is about 11 years old, Bo. And then the baby is Chiba, and she is about 6 years old. So, yeah, and so let's see, what else do I want to share? So, my questions, the questions that were asked by Annette and by Eileen, the first one by Annette is, what made me want to do videos? So I thought about that question. I was like, what did make me want to do videos? I found this woman on YouTube, and she talked about a blog and how you can start a blog, and you know, she had all this kind of like, you know, advice, and so I took the bait. I jumped into the water and I started a blog, and I didn't know what I was doing. It was so frustrating. It was like going blind into something that I had no idea, and I was trying to read, and I learned a lot, obviously, from YouTube, but it's really just a trial and error. It's doing something wrong, it's doing it thinking it's gonna work, and then when it doesn't work, you're trying to figure out how to get it to work, and that's how you learn. And then of course, I was watching YouTube for years. I don't even know. I probably found YouTube maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And so then I wanted to share things that I was doing. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I just start making some videos? And I just started it, and I started to do it, and yeah, so that is what has made me want to do videos, and I think it's a creative outlet. If you have something you want to share, or you have an your artist is trying to come out, and it tries to come out in different ways, whether you are trying to write, whether you're trying to paint, whatever it is that you're trying to do, create, DIYs, whatever, that's your artist coming out, creating videos. And that goes to Annette's next question, which is, is it difficult to edit videos? And I think that's the part that I really enjoy, is editing the videos. It takes time. That's another trial and error with your video editing program. It just can be very, very frustrating, and you learn as you go, and you make mistakes, and then you learn, oh, okay, if I do that, this is what happens. So you get to create how you want it to come out and how you want it to present to everyone. So I enjoy doing the editing. Is it hard? No, it's time consuming, and when you're learning, there can be some difficult parts to it. The learning process, it can get, like with working with a computer. Have you ever tried to do something on a computer and wanted to throw your computer out the window because it wasn't working the way it should, or the way you thought it should? That kind of frustration, but it's fun. I love it. And then what are some of my favorite YouTube channels? So I love, obviously, the Two Orchids. My favorite YouTube girls for makeup. She's about my daughter's age, I want to say. She might be a year or so older than my daughter. My daughter will be 28. I think she's probably about a year older than my daughter. Her name is Kathleen Lights. And she's just the cutest, funniest girl. She's just very self-deprecating. She's absolutely beautiful, and she just makes funny faces and just kind of, so I love watching Kathleen Lights. I could never, her makeup is a little bit more than what I would ever wear, but you can pick up tips. So yeah, so it's Kathleen Lights, it's the Two Orchids. I love watching like home decor. So I like Marcy Sauter, the Rusty Blonde. She does a lot of like artsy stuff with planners, and she's taught me how to do some really cool laminated planner inserts for my planners, and I would have never known how to do it. And she does all kinds of stuff like that, and she has these really great planners that she puts together. And so I like to watch her, and I have so many. I should have written them down, but I will link some more channels that I love to watch. Decorate with Dana she's another really, really good one. Some of my favorite YouTube channels below. I've mentioned some in other videos. Rockstar Mom, Tammy's Ageless Beauty, Lace and Lashes. So I have a few. I will, as I said, I will link some below. And then Eileen wanted to know what work I do outside of the home. And I work in insurance. I work in workers' comp insurance, to be specific. Before the pandemic, I was out on the road, meeting with people, going to the court. I do miss being out on the road. But I have done things like given presentations and speaking in front of large groups, things like that. And I've been with my same company for 26 years. And before that, I worked for another insurance company. And when I started out, I never knew I would have my career would be in the insurance industry. I found myself working in a mailroom, and gradually worked myself up to where I am today. So it's been a journey. I never expected that would be where I would end up, but anyway, that's kind of that answer to that question. And the last question was Annette. She came back with another question and she wanted to know what I am reading right now. So let me get my books and then I will do the unboxing. All right. So my most recent book is this one by Fredrik Backman, and this is My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologies. And I just finished this one, and this one is, he also wrote the book called A Man Called Ovi or Ove. But this one is really, really good. I really enjoyed this book. So that's that one. And the book I read before that, which I absolutely loved, is this book by Kathie Lee Gifford. It's Never Too Late. She's funny. You know, if you ever remember Kathie Lee from Regis and Kathie Lee, she's funny, and I like the fact that she says things and she gets herself in trouble because she's just out there and real, and she's got like what I would call spunk and chutzpah, but it's also very timely. I don't know, it reminds us that it's never too late to really just go for your dreams and live the life that you were always meant to live. And so I love this book, and I love Kathie Lee. And then the book that I'm reading right now, Bridgerton. This is actually The Duke and I by, this is by Julia Quinn, and I had talked about Bridgerton in one of my videos. I think it was a nail video. So I had watched the series on Netflix and fell in love with it, watched it in like 3 days. That comes from this author, and she has a series of books which they're obviously going to be making into the series on Netflix, and so I'm enjoying reading the book after having seen that on Netflix, because you get the inside scoop. I always like reading the book because now you have the inside scoop of what was going on in their heads as you were watching it. So it's really cool. I'm enjoying it. I'm about 3/4 of the way through, and so yeah, those are 3 books that I recently read or that I am involved in reading. All right. Oh, and if you're interested in the nails that I'm wearing, I haven't done a nail video. This is gonna probably be like the 3rd video or the 4th video since I did a nail video, and I will be. Not to worry, I will be doing another nail video very soon. I'm actually gonna be doing, I think I'll be doing a pink and white French manicure. I'm looking forward to that. But these nails, I've had these on for about a week. And let me just get them. I have them in my purse. And I really am enjoying these. These are the Opie Impress, the color ones. And these are, this is the Malaga wine, I think. But anyway, I really love the color. I love how they've been standing up. I've you know, to all of my everything I do, I have had to glue a few back on, but I really like these. So those are those nails. I didn't do a nail video on those. So, but I am going to open up what I got from Barnes & Noble, and this is a new book, and this has to do with Women's History Month, not just the month, but women's history in general, and kind of where we've been as to women and what's been happening in the landscape of the country over the last couple of years. And so I think it's timely. I had mentioned that I wrote a blog post about cooking and kind of cooking with love, and I put this in my blog as a link to for anybody who wanted to be who was interested in checking out this book. So without further ado, I am going to open it up and take it out and show you what all this is all about. So this is a book called Why We Cook. And this is by Lindsay Gardner, and it's with essays, interviews, recipes, and more from 112 women in food. Women on food, identity, and connection. And this is, I'll read you one little blurb from one of the other people who wrote on for this book, and it's from Molly Weisenberg, and she's the author of Homemade Life and the Fixed Stars, and she wrote, this book is a beautiful object, but it's also much more than that, an essay collection, a trove of recipes, a guidebook for how we might use food to fight for and further justice. The women in its pages remind us that it's in the kitchen, in the field, and around the table that we do our most vital work as human beings, and that now more than ever we must. So the cover is really kind of neat, and so inside it's just talk, I guess, women talk. Women, what is this? Home cooks in conversation, women's experiences cooking. Talks about age, who taught you to cook. Do you invent your own dishes or use recipes or cookbooks? It gives you the profile of a cook or a person. She's a chef, pastry chef. What legacy do you hope to create with your life's work? So it features women on its pages. I'm looking forward to just getting into this book and just kind of flipping through. Meatballs. So yeah, I think this is kind of cool. This is someone's tablecloth, it says above. Landa's Otomi tablecloth, a wedding gift from her grandmother's best friend. So just kind of some neat things to enjoy. This one, Charting the Seasons. This is Cara Mangini, a restaurateur, chef, an author based in Columbus, Ohio. She worked at restaurants in New York and Napa Valley, where she became passionate about cooking with fresh seasonal produce. So this teaches you about the seasonal produce. So yeah, so this is just a really neat book. Treasured objects in the kitchen. So yeah, if you want to check out this book, I will link it below. But I think it is really kind of neat for it's brand new. It just came out because I got it in my email inbox that it was a new release. So yep, copyright 2021, so it's definitely brand new. So, oh, and this is cute. The dedication by Lindsay Gardner. For my mom and my grandmothers, with infinite gratitude for your unwavering love, courage, and wisdom, and for emboldening my whys. And for Lucy and Maggie, a stranger once told me that having two daughters is like having wings. The two of you are living proof. Oh, that's really, really sweet. But mothers and grandmothers obviously do a lot of our teaching us. And I have a recipe that I make every single Thanksgiving. It's a dessert that I make that my grandmother made when I was a kid, and I am probably the only one that eats it at this point, but I make it every single year, and I've tried to when my daughter was young, I had her help me make it, so hopefully she remembers it and she will carry on that tradition in her life. So yeah, why we cook. So anyway, that is this video for today. I hope that I wasn't just rambling on and on and on, but I probably was. But hopefully you have enjoyed something from this video. Thank you to Annette and to Eileen for giving me the questions on Instagram. I will post my Instagram page, my Instagram address, or whatever you call it. I'm not like totally there yet. I will write my address in, so if you are on Instagram, you can follow me. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I so appreciate you stopping by. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you will hit that subscribe button, and I hope that you will come back. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.